Right, we're on. This has been my most successful golf tip. My most successful recent golf tip on YouTube. Why is it so successful? The comments have been amazing. So much good feedback. So many people changed their driver swing with this. Unbelievable. Straight flight. Guys hit it straight. But why? Let's look into it. So what was the tip? The tip was 12 inches back and 3 inches in. I'll leave a link to the video on the screen right now and also at the end of this video. So let me just put my iron down here. There. Parallel to my intended target. Okay, so we would tee up driver like so, and we would start the address position. So regardless whether you've got Eureka stance or A swing or whatever your golf swing is, I'm Eureka golfer, I'm there. We started by taking the club head 12 inches back and 3 inches in. That sun's lovely and warm. 12 inches back and 3 inches in. Now, in order to do that, we moved the body. We didn't just move the club, our hands 12 inches back and 3 inches in. We turned the rotation of the body. So we actually started the backswing already. So we had a head start and 3 inches in. So now you can see, in order to do that, I've turned to here and then placed the club down. So I've started my backswing. My backswing started already. Now, Moe Norman, lots of comments, people hit the ball really, really well, and Moe Norman mentions in his videos, we know he drags it along the ground first to here. He felt as though he went back to there somewhere before the club came off the ground. I mean, that's ridiculous. There, before the club came off the ground, and he explained that the golf swing was only 3 feet long, from here to here. His thinking there to get to there was it stretched his muscles. That was the feelings he had, was it stretched his muscles to there. And I get that. That's increasing the range of motion, or certainly increasing the amount of turn his body's going to have. So with my swing, my 12 inches back and 3 inches in, the success from that, 12 back, 3 in. Okay, 12 back, 3 in. Body's turned. Now, my hips have stayed square. It's upper body that's turned. So there's a disconnection between the upper body and the lower body. So all of a sudden, there's not a huge hip turn. It's reducing the hip turn, but encouraging the shoulder turn. There, then encourage shoulder turn, reducing hip turn. Then from there, I can smash back towards target, really quite simply, because I've created the coil. So I'm there to there, there to there. So I'm starting there to there. I've just hit a draw driver, okay, straight with a little draw, because I'd set myself there. Now there's a little bit more to it than that. Not a huge amount, but there is a little. Let me explain. That head start which the shoulders have over the hips is like a coil and recoil. So I've turned more with the top half, then the bottom half's going to go and top half's going to follow. So I've set myself up with a head start. So what does the head start do? So let's imagine I started here. Okay, I'll cover the club would come up its plane. So let's say I started here. If I start from here, it's going to be hard to overswing. It's going to be hard for wrist hinge to come in. Wrist hinge as in cupping or bowing, it's going to be easier to keep that out if you like. So I'm there. So if I started here, for example, I could only turn to there and go because I don't have this wind up. I don't have that speed generated into the backswing. So starting here to here, there's less chance of coming over the top. If I start there and I've got loads of energy into there, and then I can easily come over the top. If I started here and just turned, it's going to be much easier because I have to activate the body because there's less energy now. The club has less energy, so I have to activate the body. So I'm there and I activate the body to get back in, so you can see it comes back down a much better plane. If I start here and use loads of energy from there, I can then start with the hands and arms down. So by starting with the club 12 inches back and 3 inches in, I'm reducing lots of motions within the golf swing, length of swing and the chance of club head left wrist cupping and bowing. So I'm there. Okay, so less chance of that lead wrist cupping and bowing and less chance of overswinging, so therefore too much cocking of the lead wrist as well. So it's neutralised lots of things within that golf swing, which is why we're seeing so much success. So I'm there, 12 inches back, 3 inches in, turn. The swing will be shorter, there, to there, there, to there. I mean, it's an absolutely perfectly straight ball flight that. That is unbelievably good. So from a face-on point of view, you will see there. So when I take the club back, you'll see it come away from the shaft. So I'm there. So I'm now back 12 inches and in 3. So I've not just gone straight back. The actual turn of the body brings it the 3 inches in. So I don't physically go back for 3 and then bring it in for 3. The actual turning of the upper body is going to bring it those 3 inches in, which is pretty cool as well. So just be aware of that. You don't just start way behind the golf ball. You start on the path in which the club head's going to go, which again is part of the success. So I take it back 12 inches, so therefore it's in 3, and then you'll see length of swing, how controlled that is, and how lack of wrist cock and wrist movement there is from there. So I'm there, again for a great pure straight strike with less moving parts. And as we know with most golf swings, the less moving parts the better. The more moving parts you put in, the more things that can go wrong. So we've established that starting further back, when you get to the top of your swing, you're going to reduce the length of your golf swing, so there's less chance of overswinging. We've also established that there's less chance of cupping or bowing because that energy is not there in order to put that in. Of course that can still happen, but there's less chance, there's less moving parts, so therefore there is more chance of being more neutral in those positions. And controlling swing length is massive. We don't want to get away up here with driver. Controlling swing length, starting from an already a head start position, if you like, and controlling swing length, that's a huge part of the game. But what else happens? What happens with the bottom half of the body? I mentioned earlier that we get to here, and then because we've taken the head start and there's that coil, recoil, the bottom half goes first before the top half. How does that work? Well, that's part of the success story. Well, that works because exactly what I've said there. Because we've started the backswing earlier than normal. So because we've started here, let's say, as an example, we've started here and we get to there. Now it feels like there's no energy. I have nothing to give back. You know what I mean? If I was to punch somebody and I go way back here and give it, the time I get to impact, the energy's almost gone. I'm probably slowing down. You know, the 1 inch punch, if I get to here and then turn all body through using legs, I'm going to be more forceful. So exactly the same's happened with this golf swing here. I've started off behind, so I've got less energy on the backswing. There's more chance of a little pause at the top of the backswing. Then from there, to get things changing direction in that way from such a short backswing, or what feels like a short backswing, because we're only swinging to here now, starting from there. So this is the range of motion, if you like, whereas before it was down there up to here. So we're now here to here, and then from there I now need to change direction, so I'm going to use my lower half of my body subconsciously. So I'm not trying to use the lower half of my body, but it's actually, that's what's happening. So I'm there, starting here, turn, and then the bottom half of the body moves in. And the bottom half of the body takes over. Really gets the bottom half to work. And that is one of the many pieces as to why this has been such a successful golf tip. However, once we learn this and we understand why this has done this, this and this to the golf swing, like that last shot there, for example, which you never saw the outcome of, I hooked, quite drastically hooked, because I was overemphasising the body working in there. So when you understand what all these things do, performance can dip. Right? So performance can, once you know more about it, your performance can go way down. So this video was to try and identify, yes, people have had lots of success, and why have they had success? Because of this, 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 this and this. But don't look too much into this, 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 this and this. Just go out and move it 12 inches back and 3 inches in and keep playing golf. Don't try and identify it all, because that's when paralysis by analysis comes in there. Just start there and then take your swing from there. Those things are what are happening. Those things are naturally happening. Once you start to think about them and trying to incorporate them, it's over. It's all over. Golf's a feel game. Golf is a feel game. Yes, there's mechanics that you work on the range, but for me it's just a feel thing. And this, I mean, Faldo talked about a fade. When Faldo's talking about a fade, he talked about something crazy like wobbly hands or something. So when he got up to here, he felt as though he had wobbly hands, which moved the path of the golf club. Now he's doing this to win majors. He's won 6 majors thinking about wobbly hands. He's not thought about path out to in, face open to the path, close to the target to make sure it hits centre of the club face to get that ball to fade. He's just thinking about wobbly hands. Right? So there's where we need to be to play golf. I mean, that 3-iron hit down the last in 92, was it, to Muirfield? And he's thinking about, he told Fanny Soons, you know, finish with wobbly hands, or whatever the expression was. I mean, that's mad. The last hole of a major to win the major, and he's thinking about wobbly hands. So this is you guys on your Saturday, last hole of the medal. You're just thinking 12 inches back, 3 inches in, and take my swing from there. So I'm there. There we go. Straight ball. 12 inches in, 12 inches back, 3 inches in, to take away the technical side of it. But today was good to go through the technical side and explain why the success is there. I hope I've made that clear. From there, to there, there, to there, there, to there. That's the best of the day. That is unbelievably good with very limited swing thoughts at all. Brilliant, thank you. Linked on the screen right now is the original video. As you will see, go and watch that first because this will make much more sense. But that is why this video has been so successful. This tip has been so successful. 12 inches back, 3 inches in, loads of great things happen, but you don't even need to know about them. Just let them happen. 12 inches back, 3 inches in. Subscribe, like, I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.